Hello, and welcome back to the Proactive Foster Parent. So today I'm going to talk about the non negotiable. I had an experience in the last couple of weeks with a young lady who refused to go to school to the point she was trying to be aggressive. She balled up her fist. She jumped at me. No, all of that. Uh, Refused to get up and go to school. And so, as a foster parent, your hands are tied because you cannot physically make a child get up, get dressed, or do anything. You're setting yourself up for child abuse allegations and all that good stuff. And she's 17 years old, and so I cannot touch her. Refusing to communicate and have a conversation on what the deal was. My best guess what the deal was is because we cut the internet off. That is our punishment. When you refuse to communicate, refuse to follow directions, all those good things. And so the reason why we cut the internet off is because she hadn't washed clothes for 3 weeks. And so I discussed it with her counselor. And when they talked to her about it, she said that I wouldn't show her how to use the washing machine, and she didn't know how to do her laundry. Okay, which of course wasn't true. And so I come to her again. I said, come on, let's wash clothes. I said, you said that I wouldn't show you and you don't know how to use the washing machine, which of course was a lie, but we're going to go ahead and play this game. And again, she balls her fists up. No, I'm not going to do it. Like she's possessed. Help us. And so I cut the internet off. I said, you need to come on and do your laundry. But since you're busy, because you're online and on social media, we're going to just cut this off so we can get this laundry done. And so that was that. And so then the next day, here we go again, not going to school and all of that. And so she liked to stay in her room in the dark and all those good things. And so the last time I had a child to jump at me and cuss me out, I was told that I should have called mobile crisis. So that's what I did this time. I called mobile crisis. I let them know the situation, that she's in her room in the dark, refusing to come out, refusing to get up and go to school and all of that. And they got there faster than the police ever gets there. And they were there like 20 minutes tops. And so she kept the same energy she had with me, with the fist balled up, screaming no, and not communicating, not talking in complete sentences. No, all of that. So she kept that same energy. And so with mobile crisis, they can physically remove the child, where as a foster parent, you cannot. And so that's what they did. They physically removed her from the home and took her to the mental hospital. Well, she's acting right when she gets down there because she sees how serious the situation is. And so now let's go and play the victim. And so let's act sane. And so by 12 noon, they were calling us to come and pick her up. So I was already at work. I instructed my husband to take her clothes with her, with him, and take her to school. Well, she flipped back again when my husband arrived. She refused to put her clothes on, and she refused to get in the car. So the people got her dressed and they got her in the car. Well, now she's refusing to get out of the car to go in the school building. So at this point, my husband is ex-military. So he's fed up, and he drives her to the agency, and they have to come out to get her, because she's refusing to go to school. And I don't know why she thought she was going to get to go and stay in the house all day. I don't know. But my husband, who is no nonsense, said she can't come back. Get her out of my car. She can't come back to our house, period. And so they called me. Your husband, is he serious? I said, well, if she's going to stay at our house, she has to go to school. I mean, that's a non-negotiable, okay? So whatever they said to her, she agreed. They took her to school. She came home. So her whole thing was, she was determined she's going to get this internet back, right? And so she says she needs to do the internet to go to do her schoolwork. Okay, no problem. Let's wash clothes. You haven't washed 3 weeks of dirty clothes, they get washed. So we're still refusing to wash clothes. I said, well, we'll take you to the library to do your schoolwork. I said, but since you don't want to wash clothes here at the house, you can't use the internet here at the house, but we'll be happy to take you to the library so you can do your schoolwork. No. And I do laugh a lot. I do, because this is just crazy to me, right? And so I just laugh a lot and just shake my head. I say, okay, well, okay. So here we go again. Next day, she does get up. She does get up and go to school and all that good stuff. Well, again, when she gets out of school, this time my husband is at the bus stop when the bus drops her off. Now, she knows if no one's home, she can't get in the house. So if we're coming to pick her up, that means she can't get in the house. Well, he's at the bus stop, picks her up, and he takes her to the library. Okay, so she's getting her schoolwork done, but she's still angry because she wants the internet at the house, not to do schoolwork, of course, because, you know, you can't get on social media. Once we bring you home from the library, there's no internet, so you can't do whatever you want to do on the internet, Netflix, etc. So she's still angry, but yet she's still refusing to wash her clothes. I mean, this is just going to be a power struggle with this young lady. It's time to go to church. So I don't like to leave the children in the house, especially if it's going to be for hours. And so once she's in the house, she refuses to leave out of the house and go anywhere else. She didn't care where we were going. And so the other girls were seeing this. I have 4 girls now. I had 5 with her, but I have 4 girls. And so they're seeing that all we have to do is ball our fists up, square our shoulders like we're going to get up and fight Miss Ashley and tell her no, and we don't have to do nothing she says. So that was the final straw. It was time to go to church. I'm not going, forget you, whatever, all of that. I was like, oh, it's time to go. So basically she just had to take one for the team. She had to be made an example. We take a lot. We get disrespected, back talk, rolling of the eyes, destruction of property. All we ask is that when it's time to go, you get dressed, because if we're going to be out of the house for over 4 or 5 hours, we can't leave you at the house that long. I don't care how old you are. And you're not going to keep strong arming us to get your way. So She went to school the next day. I packed up her things and I picked her up from school and I took her back to the office. And I told her, I said, foster care is voluntary. People do not have to allow you to stay in their home. I said, so hopefully when you get to your next placement, you will be able to follow the rules. And I took her back to the office. Now, this is against rules, so I don't suggest you do what I do. But I promised my husband, you have to, foster care is going to disrupt your life. Let's just put it like that. Whatever age you get, it's going to disrupt your life in some kind of way, but you have to have some boundaries and some normacy. And the children cannot rule you. You have to have management and rules over your own home. And so when you just have a child that just won't be compliant, like I said, we put up with a lot. You cuss us out, you talk crazy to us, you tear up the house, you do all those things, and we are having to take it. Okay, we're taking the abuse. Now the foster parent is traumatized. All of that. At least you can do is get dressed to get in the car. That's my non-negotiable. You, wherever I go, however you act, you can even cuss me out in public. You can act a fool on me in public. But when everybody leaves the house, I need you to leave the house. Also, and so it was a great example for the other girls because we're very laid back. And we do take a lot. And so we don't ask a lot of you. But, we need you to be a good citizen and be nice sometimes. Something, we understand that people are feeling some kind of ways, but you cannot rule my house. And so my husband, I promised him that if there was ever a child, because he's tired of doing foster care, let's just be honest, he's ready to put everybody out. And so, we come from a time where children followed directions and did what the parents asked them to do with no question. And so with foster care, you don't get those options anymore. And there is no capital punishment. And so the foster parents have to take whatever is dished out. And so that's the non-negotiable. So again, it's a 30-day process if you need to remove a child from your home. If you feel like, and that's with this particular company, there are different foster care agencies that you can go to, and they all have their own rules. And so, like I said, there's a 30-day process that you're supposed to give the agency to place the child in a new home. But we can't, what she was doing, we can't do that every day. It just disrupts everything else. We just can't do that every day. And again, it's not safe if we're going to be gone for hours to leave you in the home. It's just not safe. And we don't trust the children like that anyway. So we had to drop her off. And it wasn't trauma on her end. Her issue wasn't abandonment or anything like that. And so I think she would be fine. And so hopefully at her next situation, she will take that into consideration when they ask her to do just normal things that she'll follow. And so that's it. And so what is your non-negotiable? What is it that a child can't do and you have to return them? So when you do your foster care and they call you, have your rules that the child needs to follow, because the children get to pick also. The children can ask their workers to find them a new situation, a new foster home, if where they are, they don't like it also. They can be asked to remove themselves. Not only can you remove them, but the child can ask to be removed, because everybody doesn't click. All personalities don't click. All homes don't click. And so you just try to have a happy medium where everybody can live together in peace and harmony. That's the goal. And so think about that. When they call you, say, hey, ask the child if this, and this, because if they can't do this while they're here, they can't come. And so maybe we can stop some stuff before it starts. Have what your rules are. And so to see if that's something that the child can work with you on. And if not, just, hey, well, let's pass that up. Like, for instance, if you have dogs, does the foster child like dogs? Is that a trauma? Because you don't want a foster child in your home abusing, and that has happened, not at my house, but someone else's house, where the child was abusing the pet. And so that would definitely be a non-negotiable at your home. The child has to be, dog friendly or whatever. So what are yours? Think about that. Write it down. Have it next to the phone. So when they call you with a child, say, hey, this is what we got going. Are they going to be able to follow these rules? Are they going to be able to do this? We do this. We go here. We do this and this and that, etc. And that way, you can keep the children as long as possible until they're able to go back home. Well, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me for the Proactive Foster Parent.